Hi Pisces, and welcome to your monthly love predictions reading. So lovely to have you here. We're going to be looking at your love life from mid-August until mid-September. If you're looking for a more general predictions reading, I do them monthly. August is up now. There may be messages in that reading that are helpful. Otherwise, let us get into it. I'm going to start by pulling 3 oracle cards from this oracle deck for you, which will tell us the 3 main themes your sign can expect to experience in love. For Pisces, please, Spirit, what is happening for Pisces when it comes to love in the month ahead? 7 of Wands, choose your battles is coming out first. What is happening in love for Pisces in the month ahead? We also have the 2 of Wands, spread your wings, reversed. What's happening for Pisces when it comes to love in the month ahead? Pisces, we have release coming out, which is the Death card. Interesting. At the back of the deck, we have the 8 of Wands, success and growth reversed. Okay, interesting. So, the 8 of Wands reversed can come out as like a frustrated feeling in terms of you have all this energy, but it isn't going anywhere. It's just kind of building, or it was building, and now it's just stagnant, and it creates frustration and tension. It can also look like sexual tension for some of y'all, so you could be dealing with somebody who you have a lot of sexual tension with. But in this deck specifically, this card says success and growth. So what I'm seeing is frustration about something that isn't growing the way that you were hoping it would. Starting with your first theme, the 7 of Wands. First of all, there's a lot of fire here. Even with Scorpio coming out, the Death card is connected to Scorpio, whose original ruler was Mars. So there's a lot of fiery energy here. There's a lot of a need to express, a need to release, and also just a feeling to kind of, like you need to kind of let energy out, blow off steam even. With the 7 of Wands, it feels like you are in a situation where you have to decide how best to navigate a challenge or overcome an adversity in terms of like, well, what's my solution? What are my options? What can I do to overcome this? It could be a test of courage. It could also be about you finding a way to express yourself healthily in order to overcome those challenges. Spirit, what is going on with Pisces 7 of Wands energy over here, that first theme? We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is you. Very strong Pisces energy. But we also have our Wheel of Fortune, which is Sagittarius. To be honest, this is a Jupiter energy, and Jupiter is one of your rulers, as well as Neptune. What is going on here with the 7 of Wands for Pisces? We have the 9 of Swords reversed. So you don't want to have any regrets. That's why you're really being careful about what you do in that situation. You want to say something you might regret. Temperance is influencing you. Trying to have patience, trying to play the peacemaker. We have the 8 of Wands coming out reversed as well, but you're frustrated because you feel like you're not being heard, or your needs aren't being met, or the situation isn't going anywhere, full stop. Justice upright. So at the back of the deck, we have Judgment reversed. So I feel like this is an issue that you have information, when you have the truth, you have an awareness, but you're not able to act upon it. You're not able to move forward. You're not able to really do anything with it. And you're almost waiting for more information to come around, or you're waiting for something big to happen to kind of push you to do something. I feel with the Hanged Man reversed and Temperance being here, you are really holding off for the sake of maintaining some sort of peace. You don't want to react prematurely, but you also don't want to rock the boat. So I feel like you're trying to be patient with the situation, and you're trying to just kind of see where it goes without you intervening. It could be you looking at somebody else's love life, or in your love life, you could be dealing with a situation where you know something about the person you're dealing with, but you're just trying to kind of let it play itself out. This doesn't feel like a new situation for Judgment to be here. You've either been sitting on this information for a while, or you've just been kind of waiting for a while for it to get more serious before you do something. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Wands reversed, it does feel like divine intervention is going to come through, but not in the way that you're expecting. It's highlighting the fact that you're withholding energy. It's not saying we're going to fix your problems for you, don't worry, like everything will work out. It's actually saying like, hey, look at how stagnant the situation is now that you haven't done anything about it. You're going to receive a lot of signs and synchronicities around the fact that no energy is being put into the situation and that it isn't going anywhere because of that. I also feel like your frustration is going to be amplified. The fact that you haven't kind of really been able to be more proactive is going to be highlighted here. With the Nine of Swords reversed and Justice upright, I feel like you're going to end up wanting to take action based on salvaging some sort of partnership here or salvaging some sort of balance and harmony. If this is an issue within an existing relationship, you're going to try to do something, even though it may be something that comes across as hurtful. The goal here is to maintain balance and maintain the relationship. So you're going to end up trying to say something to bring back the harmony in the relationship. If you're single, I feel like you're going to try to restore balance by saying or doing something that essentially is connected to, well, I don't want to have any regrets. Like, I've never really done this before, but I also don't want to have regrets. So this isn't working, like, blah. I see some of you cutting it off with someone who has left you hanging, especially if you've been in a situationship or you've been single and somebody's just been kind of giving you dribs and drabs of energy. You're going to be like, in the month ahead, you're realizing like, this isn't working. I need my balance. I need more. So let's have a look at what your advice is though, because that Seven of Wands seems to be you finding the courage to take action against this problem or against this adversity. So what is the advice here for Pisces Spirit? What is the advice? What is the voice? We have the Poet upright. I heard let me down easy. We have the Destroyer. What is the advice with that Seven of Wands? We also have the Mentor. And at the back of the deck, we have the Vow reversed. So I'm kind of seeing a theme here of you needing to realize that the situation does need to change. With the Vow reversed, you can't just stick to this because it isn't working. So whatever you're trying to fix, it has to be about you overcoming that adversity and challenge and working on that challenge. You can't just kind of gloss over this. This isn't like you're breaking your vows, but this is looking at like re-strategizing and maybe changing your vows based on what isn't working. I also feel like some of you are having a hard time cutting this off because you are fiercely loyal to a fault, because some of you are really not getting that reciprocity, or you're not getting that same amount of devotion that you're putting in. With the Poet being here though, your first point of advice is really about acting with compassion and just making sure that whatever you choose to do, it involves a clear amount of compassion, and it also is about honoring your own feelings, because I see the poet as a very creative, expressive individual. So whatever you choose to say or however you react or however this comes out, be honest, express your true, authentic feelings, but do it compassionately. With the Destroyer here, I mean, Spirit is really saying tear down what isn't working because it doesn't have to be like this. That card is my lucky number as well, the number 23. So I feel like the goal is to move forward for you. We're seeing 7 twice on the Poet and now here. The goal is to move forward, but moving forward should look like you creating solutions and also offering expansion to the situation, trying not to just stay bogged down or limited in a situation that isn't working to begin with. With the Mentor, you're actually being encouraged to get advice and to seek external advice. So someone who isn't directly connected to the situation, for example, talking to your best friend may not be helpful because they're going to have opinions that are in your best interest. It may look like getting advice from someone who can be unbiased and equally sort of objective towards you and the person that you're dealing with. Or it could look like you even seeking professional legal advice with the Justice card being here. How can I get out of this situation, lawyer? You know? So that's what I'm seeing with the Seven of Wands. Let's move forward and have a look at the Two of Wands next, which is reverse. So you're feeling like you're stuck in something here. You have options, but you actually only feel like you can choose one. So what's going on with this Two of Wands reverse? Feeling stuck. Feeling like your energy is tied to something. The Six of Pentacles, you could feel like you owe somebody, or it's been really hard for you to get out of a situation where you feel like you have material sort of connections to them. Some of you living with this person, or have something like a physical object in which you're connected to them. We have the Three of Swords coming out as well. What else can you tell us about this Two of Wands situation? We have the Five of Pentacles, yeah. So you want more than you have, but you also have a responsibility to maintain something that you're already invested in. What is going on with that Six of Pentacles? We have the Four of Swords. What about the Three of Swords? We have the Two of Swords reversed, okay. The Five of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Wands upright, and we had a couple of cards flip, so let me just glance at them. Ace of Swords and the Eight of Swords is what flipped in the deck. Okay, that's interesting. The back of the deck is the Hierophant reversed. Yeah, some of you, this is about getting out of a situation. To be honest with you, I'm going to just throw out some scenarios because you're all probably got Pisces in different areas of your chart as well. I see some of you needing to discuss some changes that you want in your relationship if you have one. And this may look very counterproductive because what you want could create more space between you and your partner, but the actuality is you're not getting your needs met, and it feels like you want more and you want to explore more and you want to feel more and you want like to feel like you're not stuck and you're not bound, because you do feel like you are. With the Six of Pentacles here for all of you, you feel an obligation to maintain something that you've already started, even though with the Four of Swords, you're secretly wishing and hoping for something else. Now, this doesn't have to be about you wanting out of a relationship, although it is for some. It could just be that you're not really getting enough and you feel like you're stuck in a comfort zone of some sorts. Usually this is a very positive energy, and sometimes this could feel like a safety net for you of comfortability, a feeling of balance and stability. But for some reason in the month ahead, it's irking you. It feels like you're caged and it feels like you're stuck in this responsibility. Now, with the Three of Swords reversed and the Two of Swords reversed, this is something you're having a very hard time articulating. And it's something that is very internal. And at times, like it has ebbs and flows. At times it's very strong. And at other times it's just something that you can suppress. But this does feel like something you haven't voiced to many people, especially not your partner. I think with the Three of Swords reversed, there is this feeling here of delaying a difficult conversation and feeling stuck because of it. Feeling stuck because you don't want to cause more pain, and it's very hard to. It feels like someone who's struggling to break up with someone, if I'm honest, especially with the Two of Swords reversed. It feels like we're having a hard time saying what we need to say, even though we already have our mind made up. We know what we want to say, but we're having a hard time saying it. I do feel like some of you may feel like you need to cut somebody loose, especially if you're single and you kind of just, somebody's overstepped the friend barrier. But for others of you, I feel like you're just kind of in a situation where you don't want to feel stuck and tied down. You don't want to feel like you're having more reasons to kind of have a responsibility right now. You just want to feel like you can have a level of flexibility with where your individual path is headed. With the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, I do see somebody being left out in the cold for the sake of you finding your own passion. And I hope that this is you, Pisces, because I could even be referencing a situation in which you feel strung along and you're not identifying the red flags, and then you end up getting left out of the cold due to somebody finally finding what makes them passionate in life and not needing you anymore. I don't think that's the case. I feel like this is more you, sweets, trying to really figure yourself out, and you find that source of inspiration. When you do, you end up leaving somebody else in the cold. Like they were once the source of your stability and your comfort, and now that you have your new passion, you kind of energy is going in another direction. So if you are dealing with somebody else, how are they feeling about you in the month ahead? How is this person feeling about Pisces in the month ahead? These are song lyrics, so you can pause the video to read all the lyrics if you want, because I won't be reading all the lyrics. Your first card is the submission card, Purple Afternoon. So this person feels like they are beneath you in some way, like they're submitting to you, and they're having a hard time kind of getting away from you as well. We have Creator, Miss Shiny. So this person sees a lot of potential, but they also feel a lot of pressure in this relationship. We also have Ecstasy, Sense and Ra. So there is a lot of fire. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of masculine energy here. This person feels very attracted to you, or at least sexually drawn to you. They also feel somewhat dependent on you. So you may be a bit of a breadwinner in this situation. We have anticipation, or there's many ways to be dependent. It's not just money. Emotionally, for example, and that always happens with Pisces people. You guys always end up drawing sort of energy vampires towards you. We have crown chakra at the back of the deck as well. So I feel like this person is trying to kind of stay open-minded, but they're also being guided behind the scenes. Like they're seeing signs as well. With crown chakra, like spirit is just bombarding this person with signs of like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. Like they're kind of picking up on your energy. Even if you're not saying these things, like they're picking up on it. I feel like this person is very attracted to you. They enjoy intimacy with you if you are sexually active with them. But I also feel like this person is trying to manifest more, and they feel a lot of pressure to be more for you. They feel very dependent on you, and I feel like this person is kind of wanting more. But in order to kind of like not be as dependent, but I also feel like they're just kind of confused about you. They feel you withdrawing, and they also feel like the situation just keeps repeating itself, going round and round. So what is the advice over here for Pisces spirit? What is the advice for Pisces with this Two of Wands? We have the Unseen in the reverse position. What's this advice for Pisces? Okay. We have the Mirror reversed. Oh gosh. What is the advice for Pisces? And we have the Bardo. Yeah. At the back of the deck is the Seed. So honestly, you reap what you sow, Pisces. With the Seed coming out, you reap what you sow. So what are you planting in the month ahead? It's not really advice, it's more of a question, but what are you planting in the month ahead? Because you reap what you sow. With the Unseen coming out reversed, you are burying your head in the sand a little bit, and you need to start pulling yourself up and being more accountable for what you're seeing. You're very wise. You're also incredibly intuitive, and your finger is right on the trigger, but you're having a hard time doing what you know needs to be done. I do think that delaying action isn't going to make it any easier. It's just going to make you feel more confident. And there's nothing wrong with that. I do see it eventually happening anyway. Even if you wait until October, it's still going to happen. With the Mirror reversed, I do feel like you need to kind of be more selfless and consider how the situation is impacting them in a negative way as well. For some reason, you seem to be trying to protect a bad situation from getting worse, but you're actually just making it worse by delaying it, if that makes sense. So the Mirror reversed is more about being selfless and less focused on oh, I want to make it easier for me, and consider how it may be easier for them, if that makes sense. It is kind of like a form of deflection, and you need to be aware of how you are looking at the situation through rose-colored glasses or through a level of deflection as well. Trying to make excuses is what I want to say. I don't mean to come down hard on you like that, but that's what Spirit's saying, especially with the Bardo. Bardo means limbo in this deck. So your advice is you will stay in limbo for as long as you choose to. There is something in the month ahead that you're not really wanting to focus on, but it's there at the back of your mind, and then at the front of your mind, at the back of your mind, at the front of your mind. It's there, it ebbs and it flows, but it doesn't go away, and it will persist until you do something. So let's look at your last theme now. This release card. This is the Death card. It is about endings and beginnings. So what are you releasing in the month ahead? And look at that. I split the deck and we have the Death card. What is this release card about for Pisces? We have the Ten of Cups upright. What is this release card about for Pisces, please, Spirit? We also have the Knight of Swords reversed. What is this release card about for Pisces? We have the Seven of Pentacles as well. The Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. Interesting. Can we clarify that Ten of Cups, please, Spirit? Clarify the Ten of Cups, please. We have the Six of Cups. That's cute. Okay. What about the Knight of Swords? We have the Six of Swords. I like that. What about the Seven of Pentacles? The World card. Interesting. And we also have the Four of Wands reversed at the back of the deck. So I see disruption over here, but I see it being necessary. Based on what we've seen so far, that Four of Wands should be reversed. You should not be staying stuck and stagnant in something that is comfortable but not helpful. And that's where I see you progressing in the month ahead. This third theme is really about you releasing what is being more of like a safety net, whether that's a behavior, a pattern of behavior, an approach, an action, a thought, or a person, in order to secure your happiness. With the Ten of Cups and the Six of Cups as your first sort of position in this theme, I feel the main focus of your endings and your new beginnings stemming from, well, how can I be happy in the long term? How can I secure joy and happiness for me and the people I love in the long term? You're not just thinking about yourself here with the Ten of Cups. You're thinking about your children if you have them. You're thinking about your loyal, loving partner if you have one. You're thinking about your parents, the whole thing. With the Six of Cups, you're trying to take action based on your long-term happiness. And I see the Six of Cups as a fondness, as a feeling of nostalgia, as well as a gesture. So for some of you, you are extending a gesture through compassion to secure your future happiness. With the Knight of Swords reversed and the Six of Swords, I also see you trying to figure out how to move forward, which could look like you actually taking a step back. The difference here is that it's not like an avoidant energy. It's actually about not being impulsive and having a detailed conversation about how to move forward. For a lot of you, before you take a step forward, you do need to take a step back and conversate about what needs to end, whether that's being honest with yourself, being honest with somebody else, or having a conversation with someone about what your plans are. I do think that the Six of Swords is a conversation, and it could even happen online for a lot of you, or through a medium other than in person, talking to face to face. But that Knight of Swords indicates it's not going to be impulsive. It's going to be well thought out. And it may be more of a conversation initially that we kind of think about before we take action. I see with the Seven of Pentacles and the World card, there is this feeling of ending a chapter over here, tying up a loose end, and just really priming yourself for the future, priming yourself for a new beginning, putting plans in place, and feeling more confident about where you're headed when it comes to love as well. So let's get advice for this final theme. What is the advice with the Death card for Pisces? We have Apocalypses. Wow, transformation. I'm hearing into the unknown. We also have Eros, which is interesting. That's a very lusty energy over there. Spirit, what is the advice? I've got a few cards flipped over here. Just don't mind me while I straighten them out. What is the advice with this release card? We also have the womb. Okay. We have the eternal child at the back of the deck. So honoring our eternal child, like that Six of Cups was saying, the advice is very much centered around staying true to your happiness and your path to happiness. Because a lot of you already know, you have a strong idea of what is making you happy right now. And that's the best thing that you can do, is take action based on how you think that happiness can be pursued in the long term. We can't exactly know everything about the future, and when we try to predict it, it creates anxiety, frustration, and stress. but we can take action based on what we know now. And your advice here is to take action based on what your eternal child, your inner child, the part of you that has remained constant throughout your transition is saying, and what makes that part of you happy. I do think with apocalypses here, you do need to be more aware of transformation in the month ahead and of how things are naturally ending in order to make room for new beginnings. Some things are naturally going to start to show signs of kind of dying off, or wow, this isn't as fun as it used to be. And your awareness of that is what is going to help those cycles end faster, or at least within the natural flow of when they're meant to end. When you resist these things or you pretend like you're still attached to that, that's when we see delays. So being aware of how these things are ending in order to make way for the new cycles. Eros is talking about some sort of attraction. Eros is also referencing sexual passion or just infatuation as well, and how that may be striking this transformative feeling. So pay attention to what those impulses are telling you, because we are sexual beings. We are here to procreate and recreate, whether that is our personal mission or not. It's all a part of our physical chemistry, and it does form part of our energy, as well as part of, in my opinion, our sexual nature contributes to our spirit in some way, because it forms part of our decisions and our actions and our vessel's experiences in this lifetime, which in turn forces our spirit to be able to, react to that as well. So it is all a part of who we are. And I feel like you're being guided by some sort of attraction, impulse, or infatuation here. So for that Eros card to come out, it is significant in some way, which is probably more specific to you. I feel like the more I explain this, the more I overcomplicate it. Just pay attention to what you're attracted to and how your infatuations, your desires are leading you towards ending things and starting things in a new way. With the womb here, there is a nurturing feeling, a gestation period, where you may need to just focus on wrapping things up, right? And getting things sorted into a neat end of chapter page before you start fresh again. Taking it easy and not being too hard on yourself as you do release certain things and prepare yourself for the new. It feels like there's going to be a gestation period where you're just going to be in this womb, kind of getting ready for your new beginnings. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Pisces, when it comes to love in the month ahead. I hope this was helpful and very informative for you. It may resonate more as the month progresses, but I hope the advice was helpful for now as well. I recommend you check out your moon and Venus sign, because this is a love reading, especially if this didn't resonate 100%. Otherwise, I hope to see you in another video. Have a successful, prosperous month ahead, Pisces. Bye.